you learning American English and want to sound more natural when you speak? Today you'll learn 50 real English phrases that natives use every day. You'll learn the correct grammar and pronunciation so you sound fluent and advanced just like a native. Welcome back to JForrest English. Of course, I'm Jennifer. Now let's get started. First, let's learn some phrases you can use when talking about sleep. This is the first thing I say in the morning. I turn to my husband and I say, "How did you sleep last night? How did you sleep last night?" This is a very common morning greeting. Simply, you can say, "Did you sleep well?" And they'll answer yes or no, but this is what natives say. "How did you sleep last night?" I also say this every day. "I was in a super deep sleep when the alarm went off." So a deep sleep is a very restful sleep. It implies that it's hard to wake up from. And super deep sleep. This is a casual intensifier. Natives love using it. It's the same as saying extremely. I was in an extremely deep sleep, a super deep sleep. And notice that when the alarm went off. This means when the alarm started ringing, so to go off. Don't worry about taking these notes. I summarize everything in a free lesson PDF. You can find the link in the description. And many mornings I say I was having the craziest dream when the alarm went off. So here, craziest, this could mean very strange, but it could also just mean very intense, very intense. And to provide information on how you slept, how did you sleep last night, you can say, "I slept like a baby."
I slept like a baby.
This means I slept very well, extremely well, super well. You could also say I slept like a rock. Like a baby, like a rock, they're very common. And this means not moving at all during sleep. And also when replying to "How did you sleep last night?" you can say I was out like a light. This means I fell asleep instantly, just like turning off a light. I was out like a light. Or sometimes you might say, "I barely slept last night."
I barely slept last night.
So barely means almost not at all. It's like saying I got very little sleep. You could say I had a terrible sleep. So adjective sleep. I had a terrible sleep last night. It's very common to use this phrase, I tossed and turned. Notice that pronunciation, I tossed and turned. I tossed and turned until 2 a.m. And to toss and turn, this means you couldn't fall asleep because you kept moving in bed. I tossed and turned. To be dramatic, you can say, let's just say I'm running on caffeine today. This means I'm very tired and only awake because of caffeine, which of course is what you get when you drink coffee. Here's a phrase you can say to someone else, maybe your husband, your roommate, your parents, your friends. "Someone woke up on the wrong side of the bed." This means someone's in a bad mood this morning, or it can mean someone's grumpy this morning. Or on the opposite end, you could say, "Morning, sleepyhead." Morning, sleepyhead. So that's a common greeting. It's friendly, it's playful, but we use it to greet someone who looks or acts sleepy in the morning. So if someone looks extremely tired, you can call them sleepyhead and say, "Morning, sleepyhead. How did you sleep last night?" Let's move on to laundry day. Maybe you don't do your own laundry, but it's something that is commonly discussed. Someone might say, "I'm doing laundry after breakfast. Do you have anything to throw in?" So notice two things. First, you do laundry. That's the collocation, that's the verb you conjugate, to do laundry. And of course, that means wash and dry dirty clothes. Now, do you have anything to throw in? This means, do you have any clothing to add to the pile of dirty laundry? Now, here's something I used to say, but then I got in trouble. I never separate my whites and colors. But then people would get mad at me. Well, usually my husband.
So I separated all the colors and whites.
So I had to change this. So to separate means you have one pile of whites, one pile of colors. Now notice my adverb of frequency, never. But you can change that to any adverb of frequency. I always, I usually, I sometimes, rarely, never. And remember, if you use she or he, you need to add that S. She never separates, or she always separates. How about this one? Do you think this can go into the dryer? And then you're either holding up a shirt or pointing at a shirt or item of clothing. Now this is used to ask, is it safe to dry this shirt, this pair of pants, using a drying machine? Now, natives call the washing machine the washer. And we call the drying machine the dryer. Here's a common laundry phrase. The laundry's still a little damp. It needs a few more minutes.
Everything's still a little damp in here.
What does this mean? A little damp. A little damp. To be damp, this means slightly wet. You can use this in other contexts. My hair is still damp, slightly wet, because my hair dryer is broken. Or I could say, don't come into the kitchen. I just washed the floors and they're still damp. They're still a little wet. Hopefully you don't say, oh no, I shrank my favorite sweater. I shrank my favorite sweater. Shrank means become smaller in size. And the verb conjugations are shrink, shrank in the past simple, and shrunk in the participle form. So you could say, my new sweater is ruined because it shrank in the wash. You can say, this shirt's a little wrinkled, a little wrinkled. Do you want me to iron it? So wrinkled, to be wrinkled, it means it has creases or lines in the shirt. And to iron, this is to use a heated device to smooth clothes. But let's review this sentence. Do you think this cream will help smooth the wrinkles under my eyes? So wrinkles also describes the lines or creases on your body. You could turn to your partner or roommate and ask, can you help me fold? So fold means to organize clothes into neat shapes. And this is obvious. Can you help me fold the laundry, which would be the clean clothes, or can you help me fold the clothes? But in this context, you don't need it because it's obvious. Or you can be more direct and just assign the task and say, I'll fold and you put away. So put away means store in drawers or closets, wherever you keep the clean clothes. And notice this structure. I'll fold. That's the future simple. You put away. That's the present form. This is casual speech, but it's used with the subject you. So when I assign myself a task and you a task. Natives use this structure a lot, but just know that future simple plus future simple is standard grammar for all subjects. Let's move on to watching a series. What series are you watching right now? Maybe you can say, that show is so bingeable. Bingeable. Repeat after me. Bingeable. Bingeable.
It is totally amateur, but it's addictively bingeable.
This means so interesting, you want to watch many episodes in a row. You can also use this as a verb. I'm binge watching that show because it's so bingeable. So the verb is to binge watch, and this means to watch many or all episodes in succession. So in a row, one after another. You could say the special effects are next level. Next level means amazing or impressive. Or there are so many plot twists and cliffhangers. 2 essential nouns to describe series. A plot twist. This is an unexpected change in the story. It can also describe books as well. A cliffhanger. This is A suspenseful ending that makes you want to watch more. Oh no, it's the end of the episode. What happens? What happens next? That's a cliffhanger. Or you could say, I was on the edge of my seat last night. If you're on the edge of your seat, it means you're literally moving your body towards the TV because you want to get closer.
I was on the edge of my seat.
This means the show was so exciting that you were either negative emotion, you were nervous about what might happen, or a positive emotion, you were thrilled or entertained. You could say, I'm rewatching it for the third time. Rewatching means watching again. And notice that structure, the, ordinal number, third, and then time, no S, the third time. You could also say, I've rewatched it 3 times, to use a non-ordinal number and to add that S because it's more than one. Let's review some phrases when trying something new. Maybe you're trying mountain climbing or scuba diving or yoga or any activity. You could say, I wish I had taken this up years ago. So to take up means to start a new hobby or activity, but as part of your routine. So it sounds like you're going to do it routinely, weekly or monthly. And the conjugations are take, took, taken. Now notice that structure, I wish plus past perfect. I wish I had taken this up. Now this structure is used to talk about regrets about the past, but they're impossible to change now, which is why it's the past perfect. You could say, honestly, it's easier than you think.
It's easier than you think, Chief.
And then it being the activity. Honestly, yoga is easier than you'd think. This is used to encourage someone when they think something like rock climbing or baking cookies is difficult. And notice, you'd. This is you would, you'd think. So I could say to you, honestly, learning phrasal verbs is easier than you'd think. You just need a great teacher. Do you agree with that? If you do, put that's right, put that's right in the comments. Now, right before you try that new activity, right before you climb the mountain or put the cookies in the oven, you can say, okay, here goes nothing.
Okay, here goes nothing.
This is said when trying something with uncertainty or nervous. You don't know if you'll enjoy it. You don't know if the cookies will be good or not. Here goes nothing. It's like saying, I don't know if I'll succeed or fail, but I'm going to do it anyway. Now, if you fail, you might say to your friend, remind me to never do that again. Remind me to never do that again. This is a somewhat humorous phrase, and it's used after a bad experience. You hurt your arm rock climbing, or the cookies tasted terrible. And notice this is in the imperative, remind me. To encourage you, I can say, you should give it a shot. To give something a shot means try. So I could say, you should give diving a shot. You should give yoga a shot. Now let's review some phrases you can use when you lose something. You can be looking in different rooms and then say, I swear I put my passport in this drawer. I swear means I'm very sure. You could also say I'm positive, I'm confident, or I know I put my passport in this drawer. And notice that conjugation is irregular, is put for all conjugations. Or after you've been looking for a few minutes or hours, you can say, I can't find my wallet anywhere.
I can't find my keys or wallet anywhere.
Anywhere emphasizes the inability to locate the wallet. You could say, I've looked everywhere and I can't find it, my wallet, anywhere. I personally lose my sunglasses a lot. And as I'm looking for them, I say, my sunglasses have got to be here somewhere. So this is the same as saying, my sunglasses must be here somewhere, have got to be here. Or you can ask someone, Have you seen my, and then the lost item. Have you seen my AirPods? And this is in the present perfect because it's a past action. Yeah, I saw your AirPods this morning. And then there's a result in the present. Well, where are they? Tell me where they are so they won't be lost anymore. And as you're looking and you can't find your item, you can say, seriously, this is driving me crazy.
This is driving me crazy.
So driving me crazy means making me very frustrated. So you want to say this with some frustration. You can use this in any context. Seriously, the traffic is driving me crazy. This computer bug is driving me crazy. My kids are driving me crazy. Here are some phrases you can use when packing for a trip. You might say, I'm a last minute packer.
I'm always doing everything last minute.
Last minute means completed at the latest possible time, maybe just minutes before you need to go to the airport or the train station. And notice here, I'm a packer. Packer, this is a noun. It's a person who packs. And then last minute is the adjective to describe the person who packs, the packer. Alternatively, you can say, I always pack at the last minute. It's the same thing, just different sentence structure. Or, I'm worried I underpacked. Underpacked means you didn't pack enough. I'm worried I overpacked. I packed too much. Or you can ask your travel buddy, do you have room for my jacket? My bag is already stuffed. So have room, this means do you have space? And stuffed means completely full, can't fit anything more. Or after, you can celebrate and say, I'm done packing. I just need to double check my packing list. Is this something you do?
I just wanted to double check that.
To double check means to check for the second time. Notice that sentence structure, the ordinal number, time with no plural. Here are some phrases you can use when taking care of pets. You can say, I always take Daisy, the name of your dog or pet. I always take Daisy for a walk after work. Now this is one common structure. You could also say, I always walk Daisy. I always walk Daisy, or I always walk my dog after work. Or you could say, I always take Daisy to the park after work. Maybe you need to say this. She won't stop barking at the delivery guy.
He won't stop barking.
Or he or my dog won't stop barking. So barking, of course, that's the sound dogs make. And notice here, stop plus gerund. But you can use stop plus infinitive. Do you know the difference? I stopped to give Daisy a treat. I stopped doing something. I stopped working to start an action, to give Daisy a treat. Maybe someone asks you, do you feed her or do you feed him? Do you feed your dog, your cat, your turtle, both wet and dry food? These are the categories of food in North America. Wet food is canned food. Dry food, that is kibble. If you're familiar with that word, it's another term for the food. Oh, we're out of kibble. I have to get some more kibble. It's dry food for a pet. Or commonly with pets, she hates getting her nails cut. So my dog hates getting, because she's receiving the action. Of course, she's not doing the action. She's receiving the action, her nails, because dogs have nails as well, cut. Now, cut means trimmed. You can use either one. She hates getting her nails cut or trimmed. Now, if the dog is being shy or the cat is being shy, you can say she'll warm up to you if you give her some treats.
She'll warm up after a couple nights with you.
So to warm up to someone, this can be used with people and kids especially. She'll begin to like you or she'll begin to be friendly towards you. if you give her some treats. Wow, think of all the new phrases you have in your vocabulary. Do you want me to keep helping you learn natural phrases? If you do, put yes, 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 put yes, yes, yes in the comments below. And of course, make sure you like this lesson, share it with your friends, and subscribe so you're notified every time I post a new lesson. And you can get this free speaking guide where I share 6 tips on how to speak English fluently and confidently. You can click here to download it or look for the link in the description. And here's another lesson I know you'll love. Watch it now.